You recall that in one of our discussions, I made mention of the fact that we've actually started engaging the traditional authorities to streamline their activities, to get them educated on the regulations that govern the use of firearms in traditional festivities, as well as bringing standard operating procedures to govern the use of firearms in traditional celebrations. We cited that we've used the Babulomos Palace as a pilot phase, so that once we are done with that and we've crossed all T's and dotted all I's, it is going to be escalated or extended to the other traditional authorities. And that is still ongoing. Now, before the amnesty was declared, there were discussions, the Honorable Minister for the Interior had discussions with the regional ministers, which he rightly stated during the press conference yesterday. And there were also broad engagements. They were to lead broad engagements with the traditional authorities in their respective regions. So as I tell you, there's been engagements, but the engagements are still ongoing because the buy-in of the traditional authorities is very important. I always say that just as the president is the first gentleman of the land, when it comes to our traditional settings, our traditional leaders are our first gentlemen. And so getting their buy-in is very, very important. And yes, there was broad consultation and it is still ongoing. Now, the temporary ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebrations is to help us firm these SOPs and regulations that the ministry and the commission is bringing on board. Now, the people who have been designated or assigned by the traditional authorities to fire these musketries are going to be trained. They are going to be identified. They will have identifications. And then there will be operating procedures governing the use and how to even fire. We will also have to mark the firearms of these traditional authorities. When the firearms are marked, they do two things. One, they serve as a deterrent to theft. Because they have markings, people don't want to steal them. Because when you steal them, it comes to the second benefit. They can easily be traced and retrieved. Now, we also need to do assessments of the armories where they keep these firearms. Are they fit for purpose? Are they secure? Do they meet best international practices to ensure that thieves and other miscreants can't have access to these firearms to use? There are firearms that must be used or that has been mandated by law for these traditional authorities to use. And those are muskets or musketries, or what we call cap guns. Cap guns do not use charged gun powder or live ammunition. They only give out sound and powder, and they add pump and pageantry to the celebrations. But now, like you rightly stated, people are using live ammunition, live rounds, like they are using pump actions and other sophisticated firearms. And so as part of the process, we are going to have engagements to make sure that we assess the firearms that they have so that we can separate those that the law mandates the traditional authorities to use from those that are not. And then those will be surrendered. That is why we have that temporary ban to ensure that these regulations are streamlined.